Ever wondered what Ash Wednesday is all about? Well, today, we're exploring one of Christianity's most solemn and meaningful observances, Ash Wednesday. It marks the beginning of Lent, a 40-day period of reflection, repentance, and spiritual preparation leading up to Easter. But to understand its significance, we need to travel back in time. Our portal opens to the early centuries of Christianity. Ash Wednesday's exact origins are somewhat mysterious, but we know the practice of using ashes as a symbol of repentance goes back to biblical times. In the Old Testament, people would sit in ashes or cover themselves with ashes to show sorrow and repentance. By the 8th century, Christians began the tradition of marking the forehead with ashes to symbolize mortality and repentance. The practice became official in 1091 when Pope Urban II decreed that all Christians should receive ashes at the beginning of Lent. During the Middle Ages, Ash Wednesday became a significant community event. The ashes themselves came from burning the palm fronds from the previous year's Palm Sunday, creating a beautiful cycle of symbolism connecting Christ's triumphant entry into Jerusalem with the beginning of his journey toward the cross. The priest would say, "Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return," a reminder of human mortality drawn from Genesis 3:19. Today, Ash Wednesday is observed by Catholics, Anglicans, Lutherans, Methodists, and many other Christian denominations. While traditions vary slightly, the core elements remain. The imposition of ashes in the shape of a cross on the forehead, fasting and abstinence, especially from meat, prayer and reflection, the beginning of almsgiving practices. In recent years, some churches have adapted with Ashes to Go programs, where clergy offer ashes to commuters at train stations or on street corners, making this ancient tradition accessible in our busy modern world. The symbolism of Ash Wednesday is beautifully layered. The ashes represent our mortality. From dust you came, to dust you shall return, repentance for sins, an ancient biblical tradition, the beginning of a spiritual journey. The 40 days of Lent, mirroring Jesus' 40 days in the wilderness, and preparation for renewal. Just as fire purifies, the Lenten journey prepares Christians for the renewal of Easter. Like a forest that needs fire to clear the way for new growth, the ashes remind us that endings can lead to beautiful beginnings. Whether you observe Ash Wednesday as a religious practice or simply appreciate its historical and cultural significance, it reminds us of universal human experiences, our mortality, our capacity for reflection and growth, and our hope for renewal. As we end our journey, remember that Ash Wednesday isn't about gloom and doom. It's about honest self-reflection and hopeful preparation for transformation. In a world that rarely slows down, perhaps we can all learn something from this ancient practice of pausing to remember what truly matters.